Hey everybody, and welcome to AniBreak, the show where we just talk about the week's topics in anime, manga, and video games. My name's Jason, and this week we have some news about the upcoming Psycho Pass Season 2. We have information about Space Dandy, slight spoiler for those of you who are waiting to watch that this Saturday, and a couple of video game news that came out of post-Tokyo Game Show from Japan. So let's jump into my favorite bit of news that we're going to talk about today. And that is regarding a very fun series that I'm very glad is actually going to be continuing in one way or another. It has been announced through a 2-page ad in Dragon Magazine over in Japan that there is a new Full Metal Panic project coming soon. Yeah, my thoughts exactly. So, the whole thing with this is that it's been a long time coming. I mean, it's been several years since we had anything since the second raid. I know there was the original series, and then, of course, there was Fumofu, which basically took a lot of the light-hearted scenes from the manga, and, of course, the light novels that they were based off of, and put them into its own little series on its own. But, so good. To go along with the teasing, the actual illustrator for the light novel cover actually chimed in on Twitter stating that fans should watch for something developing. Now, you show me something like this, and of course I'm instantly going to go, okay, which novel or which light novel are you going to adapt this time? Because there are several. Only I think 2 were actually touched throughout the first 2 or 3 seasons, which way you want to look at it. But in any case, this is great news. I'm definitely a huge fan of it. It was actually worth it to pick it up on DVD and then again on Blu-ray. And it's been out for a while, so you guys most likely have a really good chance of picking it up on the cheap side. Do a search on Amazon or rightstuff.com. I'm sure you'll come across it. And, yeah, Kathy goes all the way back to ADV, back when they were still around. Loved that company back in the day. But, yeah, more Full Metal Panic is all good. Alright. We briefly mentioned this when it was announced a while back, that a very, very popular spin-off to the Idolmaster game, and of course the Idolmaster anime series, was a mobile version called Idolmaster Cinderella Girls. And we made the announcement a while back that there's going to be an anime adaptation of this game. And again, if you're a fan of Idolmaster like myself, this is always good news. What's great about this is that A1 Pictures is coming back again to animate this new series. You have several people who've worked on Idolmaster in the past of the TV series are coming back to work on this adaptation. We have just a quick trailer that they finally released, giving you a taste of what to expect from this new series. Check it out. Gives you a quick taste of what to expect. I'm definitely looking forward to this. What's interesting about this setup is that even though the anime series is not slated to start until January 2015, there's going to be a lead-in set on Blu-ray and DVD. They're calling it the first set that will be released in Japan in November 5th. That's kind of an odd bit. I'm guessing something similar to what Wake Up Girls did, which was, hey, look, this series is going to start on this day, but the week before, we're going to release a full-length movie prequel to get you some backstory on these characters before the actual series starts. Okay, I can see that if it's something along those lines. And, of course, this means that if you're a hardcore Idolmaster fan, this means a ton of new character albums you have to pick up. I know that for me, I mean, I was a huge... and still I'm a huge K-On! Fan, and I picked up nearly all, I think I'm missing like 1 or 2 albums, all the openings and endings, all the character albums, and they did that the entire second time through. It was a pretty fair stack of albums. Idolmaster kind of blows that out of the water. So it's a very expensive hobby, this, but it's always catchy, a lot of fun, and if you are a fan of this, you will definitely be looking forward to this. Let's talk about Psycho-Pass. I was an absolute hardcore fan of this. Production IG doing something actually pretty damn gritty. They kind of stretched a few things here and there in terms of believability, but overall, I have to say they did a fantastic job of the first season. They actually went back over the course of this summer and rebroadcasted the first season as an extended cut with extra scenes added, some additional editing here and there. And from all intents and purposes, it was actually better than the original. Usually these little add-ons are just attention grabs. They want to get you hooked into this before the second season starts. But to a lot of people that I talked to, the extended version of season 1 actually adds something of note to the series. So if you guys haven't checked that out yet, I believe it is currently streaming on Funimation, so you can watch it over there. But as for Psycho-Pass 2, we have a little trailer to get you in the mood for it. Enjoy. Looks so good. Cannot wait. And I am not alone in that fact. In fact, there was actually a poll on a Japanese site about what is their most anticipated anime for the fall 2014 season. And over 10,000 people responded to this poll. And I do have to say, number one, not surprised at all, with over 2,000 votes, was Psycho-Pass 2. I mean, second was the Fate Stay Night remake, and I do not blame that because I'm looking forward to that as well. But as for this, there's a couple changes, and I just noticed this when prepping for the show, is that here's an image of our main character, Akane, from season 1. It was a prequel. It was just her, day one on the job. She's just fresh off of the academy, and she's by herself. You can look into a lot of symbolism in there. But over the course of the first season, she definitely grew and matured in many different ways. And so here we have a picture for season 2, and it's a much different look at this character, as well as all the new characters going to be joining her that are all be underneath her, most likely. Let me get a close-up shot of that for you. She's definitely has a much more stronger demeanor, a bit more on the aggressive side because she's actually pointing the gun at most likely the viewer. I'm really digging it. Although I do have to say, some of the changes between season 1 and season 2. Season 1, you had the legendary Urobuchi. Now he is back for season 2, but he's actually not writing. He's only supervising. But Ubukata, who actually worked on Marduk Scramble, not Macross, sorry. Marduk Scramble, which was a crazy trilogy in its own right, is actually on tap to write the second season. The biggest change, which you probably didn't see in this trailer, was the production company behind it. Production IG handled everything for the first season, and they did a phenomenal job of that. But for season 2, Studio Tatsunoko is actually taking over. And I have to say, I didn't see really much of a difference in there. I'm perfectly fine with, perfectly happy with that. Cannot wait for this. I know I'm saying that a lot this episode. That's fine. It's going to be kicking off in Japan October 9th. Most likely we'll probably see a stream or a simulcast over on Funimation.com, if not on Crunchyroll as well. Cannot wait. I do have to say, as extra bonus, Egoist, the band that was created basically for... Oh shoot! I just totally forgot the name of that series back in the day. It was another Production IG series. Guilty Crown. Thank you. They actually came back to do yet another theme for season 2, and that is a great, great thing. I love their albums, love their music. Let's move to something over on the U.S. side, actually. And I remember a while back we talked about how a small company, well, relatively small company over in the States named G Kids, actually went out and picked up the rights, or theatrical rights, to a majority of Studio Ghibli's films. Well, we always thought, ooh, that's always Disney, because they had this tie-in with every movie. They did the dub for everything. Well, Disney still has that for, like, I think for home broadcaster or something like that. But G Kids actually has it for theatrical. And so they've actually worked on an English dub for Studio Ghibli's The Tale of Princess Kaguya. And we finally have the English dub trailer. So let's see if this was any good. I do have to say, the art style was definitely one of the first things that caught many people's eyes when the first Japanese trailers were released. And hasn't lost any of its splendor. And I do have to say, the English dub does not seem overbearing. I mean, we just only saw a trailer, but usually with the Disney dubs, I mean, they were good in their own right. But in the trailers, it looked like it was forced onto the characters. This one, not so much. And it definitely has a little more hushed tone about it. And I think that works to the benefit of this movie. As far as English casting is concerned, I kind of wish G Kids was actually going down the path of actually picking up voice actors, that do this for a living. Instead, they went for the star power route and actually picked up a bunch of people from Hollywood. Let's see. The English dub cast for this one stars Chloe Grace Moritz, James Caan, Mary Steenburgen, Darren Criss, and Lucy Liu. Okay, well, not the highest of A quality listeners, but you know what? Maybe that's why it sounds a little better, a little more down to earth, because it's probably by people who probably care about it. I don't know. Maybe they just came in for the paycheck, but at least in the trailer, it sounds better. I give them that. I will definitely be checking this one out. We just have to wait till later on this year. And of course, the main reason why G Kids picked up the rights to this and got an English dub for it and get it into U.S. theaters is because they want an Oscar. Disney was able to do it with Studio Ghibli and Spirited Away. I'm betting you G Kids is hoping to do the same with Princess Kaguya. We'll have to see what happens come Oscar time. Speaking of anime movies, let's talk about kind of I guess it's to be expected nowadays. Arpeggio of Blue Steel, Ars Nova. This was an all CG series a little while back. Took a little bit to get into, but it was still thoroughly enjoyable. A lot of great action sequences. And the CG animation quality got to a point where you at certain times actually forget you're watching CG, and it actually has a lot of the tendencies you would find in hand-drawn animation in terms of the characters. Well, it looks like Arpeggio Blue Steel is going to take a page out of the Madoka book. No, they're not all going to become magical girls, even though they kind of are already in their own right in some twisted way. But no, they're actually going to be releasing 2 movies. The first movie will be airing later on in January 31st, 2015 is what they want. And this is actually going to be just a compilation movie, basically a recap of what happened during the 12-episode series. Probably some additional scenes, maybe some additional editing here and there, probably a new song or two, but, nonetheless, okay, it's just a recap of it. But for the second film will be a brand new storyline, probably a new character in there, and it's being planned for release in the same year. So we will have just a recap episode in theaters. I'm sure somebody will probably pick it up and simulcast it over here in the States. Okay, that's a great way for people to catch up onto it. And then later on in 2015, we'll get a continuation. And I'm kind of fine with this trend. I mean, it actually does become a trend. It works spectacularly well for the Monica series. I'm hoping it does equally as well, or even hopefully close to it, for the Arpeggio series. I can't think of any other series right now that could benefit from something like this. But I'm sure there'll be a few out there. Although there is one off the top of my head that I don't want this to happen, and that's actually Space Dandy. Now, the final episode, episode 26 of season 2, I believe airs on Toonami on Saturday. I could be wrong on that, but I know it's coming up very soon because it just aired over in Japan. And I'm not going to give any spoilers away to what happened during the episode. You can look online if you really want to do that. You want to spoil it for yourself. Please, by all means, go ahead. You have the access to the internet. What I will spoil, though, was at the last scene at the end of the broadcast was just this. May be continued. So, is this... is this Watanabe's way of trying to troll people? I mean, we kind of got this exact same feel when you had the last episode of Penny and Stalking with Garter Belt, that they said to be continued, and it never happened. Gainax is probably what I consider to be the biggest trolls in the anime industry. I really hope Watanabe's not going down that same path. So, but here's the thing, though. Season 1 was a huge surprise and just a true gem. I really enjoyed it. Season 2, I have enjoyed every single episode more than the last. And that's a rare thing. Usually there's always a couple dropped episodes, a couple missteps here and there. But for me, that hasn't happened with Space Dandy Season 2. And now with this tease of a possibility of a Season 3 or more, I think it still has it in them. I mean, you kind of want to go like the Cowboy Bebop route, where you had a good run, you set out to do something and you did it. Do you really want to expand it out to another season, another franchise, or do you just want to go out on top and just leave your mark on the anime industry? Now, would I put this in the same breath as Cowboy Bebop? Probably not. But it's pretty damn close in terms of the entertainment value. So we'll see. Probably later on this year, we'll probably get some more information, if any, for a Season 3 or a special OVA or whatnot of Space Dandy. As a side note on something different, I know there was a few people talking about the Attack on Titan manga. And people are wondering, is this going to be like another Bleach or Naruto, which goes on forever and ever? Well, it may have a tendency for people to think that, but in a recent interview, the actual mangaka of the Attack on Titan series made the announcement that he's planning to end the manga in about 3 years. And the reason for that is that he wants to focus a little more on additional storyline and more character development. So, okay, I can see that. You have already a huge cast to begin with. So if you decide to expand to, beyond Levi and his... God, what is with the girls and all seeing Levi in his maid-ish outfit cleaning? I never understood that fascination, but okay, that's rant over on that. But yes, it looks like we will have more on Attack on Titan, the manga, for a while. And we've already had several spin-offs. I mean, several spin-offs of the manga already. So if this is going to go on for another 3 years, are we going to have continuations of those spin-offs? Are we going to have more spin-offs? Most likely. So if you're a hardcore fan, you have a lot to look forward to over the next few years. If you're like me and it's like, it's okay, we can just skip it. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I know I mentioned earlier about the new Idolmaster anime series. There's been some people out there, I've been reading online, that, okay, you have Idolmaster games, you've released a crapload of DLC for them. We now have a new console out there, the PlayStation 4. Are you going to give us what we want, which is something for the PS4? It's already been announced, or it was announced during a Tokyo Game Show, or TGS, that here it is. The producer of the series, Yozo Sakagumi, in an interview was asked about a PS4 game for the Idolmaster series. And he stated that if it were an extension of the game that launched for PS3, the PS4 version would have already been out. After we do get in a good amount of development time, I will show you a new Idolmaster. Which basically confirms that, yes, they're in the early stages of development for an Idolmaster PS4 game. We're probably going to have to wait, I'm guessing, until Tokyo Game Show, or TGS 2015 before we get any additional information on that. I did want to share a video with you guys. I know a lot of you have Nintendo 3DSs, and I know a lot of you picked up Bravely Default, because I kind of wish I had a 3DS so I can play it. I've heard so many good things about it. And now that I'm going to see this trailer, I kind of had to play the first one fairly quickly. We have a trailer here for Bravely Second. Beautiful. Now, I know a lot of that was pre-rendered CG because there's no way the 3DS could handle that level of quality. But still, the gameplay itself for the first game was apparently so addictive that many people could not put it down. And I'm sure that's going to be the exact same situation with Bravely Second. You saw a nice look at the Orthodox Knights' three musketeers. You had you teamed up with Jean and Nikolai. The music you heard was from Ryo, famously of Supercell. So that's actually a nice bonus for you guys. Now, here's we kind of expected this, is that we know Bravely Second will be arriving this winter on for the 3DS in Japan. Not a single word when it's going to come out stateside, but given the popularity of the first game, I'm hoping by early 2015, maybe mid summer 2015, you'll actually be able to receive that over here in the States. But still looks amazing. Okay. Just a couple more things before we wrap up. I do have to find some way to make you guys spend all your money. And I remember a few years back when I was fortunate enough to head over to Japan for a couple weeks, I was able to pick up this album, Live Tunes Tell Your World, was the EP featuring Hatsune Miku. Played this album nonstop. It is still on my iPhone to this day. So when they come out and state, you know what, we're working on a figure of this Miku design, I went, yes, please, and can I have it now? Well, now we have images of the figure fully painted. This is the Tell Your World version, and let me do a split shot here for you. That is as spot on as you can get in terms of the design to the original sketch. That's pretty damn cool. She is actually right now available for pre-order. You can go to your usual favorites, AmiAmi, Hobby Search. If you order it straight from Good Smiles website, you will be paying the MSRP, which is 10,000 yen, about $100. You will receive an A3 size tapestry as a bonus. If you decide to go elsewhere, you'll probably have a discount, but you will not get that tapestry. She's scheduled to be shipping in May of 2015, so it's time to start pre-ordering for you guys. This is going to be a must-have for any Vocaloid fan out there. And finally, the random things I find on the net. So there is a website called Flappy Generator that allows you to create your own Flappy Bird-inspired games. And I have to say, the number of anime-themed Flappy Bird games that have come out of this generator shouldn't, surprise me at all, but it kind of does. But this one kind of did. They called it Butterfly Ray. They actually, if you guys ever watched Free, season 1, I think it was like episode 4, episode 5, you had Ray in that full body butterfly swimming outfit thing. Well, someone decided to make a Flappy Bird game out of that, and I'm actually going to try to show it to you guys. Let's see if this will work. There it is. Let's see, I tried it, score 7. Let's see if I can restart it. Yes, it is a butterfly that you control, and you can actually make these yourself. I suck at these ones. Let me try it again. It's just one of those random things you would only find online. And the thing is, you can actually make your own. Wow, I'm actually doing pretty good now, all of a sudden. And of course, now that I say that, I'm going to freak out. Nope. Wow, okay, cool. This is actually much... Damn it. 13. Oh, well. Yes, you can actually check this out and actually make your own. There's actually some Sonic the Hedgehog ones I found. I found one for Yowamushi Pedal. That was actually hilarious. You can make your own. Oh, that's me. You don't want to send it to me. You want to send it. Go to flappy-generator.com to make your own. And then, honestly, I want to check out what you guys make. Shoot me a link on Facebook or Twitter, OtakuLife Jason, and I'll share it out with all the rest of the fans. It could be we'll make a blog post on the OtakuLife website of everybody's games. It's gonna be very easy to make, so you guys should check that out. All right then. Well, that's gonna be it for this episode of AniBreak. I want to thank you guys so much for hanging out as always. You can tune in every single Wednesday at 8:30 for another episode. Next Sunday, we'll be back for another episode of From My Mother's Basement with my good friend Michael Underwood. Until then, keep on watching anime, keep on playing games, and yeah, we'll talk all about it next week. Take it easy, everybody. See you then.